So I put Linux on my 2013 MacBook Air, and honestly it's a different world. Not just different, completely transformed. I already guessed it would be complicated, unstable, definitely not worth the hassle, but after actually living with it for past few weeks, the reality is nothing like what I expected. This is a base model MacBook Air from 2013, Intel Core i5, 4GB of RAM. Before installing the Linux, I did some basic maintenance, cleaned out the dust, replaced the thermal paste to help with the temperatures. Let me show you what it's actually like running Linux on this old machine. So for years this MacBook ran macOS just fine, but recently it became almost completely unusable. Safari couldn't handle modern websites properly, pages would load broken, half the elements are missing, some sites just don't work at all. I couldn't even install the latest version of Chrome because Apple completely abandoned this machine. No more updates, no more support. I wanted to try OBS for some basic screen recording, but the latest version doesn't support this macOS. App after app either not supported or stuck on ancient versions. This laptop that was perfectly capable hardware-wise but being held back entirely by the software. Apple basically said this machine is done, time to buy a new one. But the hardware isn't dead, it's an Intel processor, decent RAM, a solid SSD. The hardware is fine, Apple just decided it was obsolete. So I decided to try Linux. I didn't dual boot, I didn't want to keep macOS around just in case. I went all in, completely formatted the Mac and did a fresh installation. The distribution I chose was Zorin Os. Zorin Os is specifically designed to be familiar for people coming from macOS or Windows, so it felt like a good starting point. The installation itself was straightforward, nothing complicated, just following the prompts. During the installation process, there's this checkbox that says install third-party drivers and media formats. I checked it and this turned out to be absolutely crucial. Okay, now done. And this is where things got interesting. Wi-Fi connected instantly, battery reading was stable, all the basic hardware just got recognized and working right out of the box. Those third-party drivers I installed during setup made all the difference. First boot into Zorin OS and immediately it felt different. The animations were smoother, the whole system felt more responsive. Remember, this is a 12-year-old laptop with 4GB of RAM. First thing I did, downloaded the latest version of Chrome. The latest version, not some ancient build from 2019, the actual current up-to-date Chrome. It loaded ChatGPT, worked perfectly, modern websites all loading correctly and all the elements showing up, everything working as it should. Then I thought, let me try OBS, install the latest version, open it, and it works flawlessly. I'm sitting here on a 12-year-old MacBook with 4GB of RAM, running the latest software, browsing modern websites without any issues. This is not what I expected at all. The laptop Apple said was obsolete suddenly felt new, not just usable, actually fast and responsive. But the real test is daily use. Can this actually replace a modern laptop for everyday tasks? Here's what I found. The keyboard works perfectly, every key, every shortcut, everything. The trackpad, all the multi-touch gestures work smoothly. 2-finger scroll, pinch to zoom, 3-finger swipe, it's all there. Wi-Fi is rock solid, connects instantly, stays connected full speed. Bluetooth, no issue whatsoever. Speakers and microphone are crystal clear, the audio quality is excellent. Battery readings are stable now and honestly, it lasts surprisingly for a 12-year-old battery. Brightness controls work perfectly, keyboard shortcuts do what they are supposed to, even auto brightness works. The laptop adjusts screen's brightness based on ambient light automatically. Keyboard backlight works to full control. Performance-wise, apps launch fast, I can multitask easily, multiple Chrome tabs, music playing, files open, no lag. Everything I need for daily work just works and works really well. This isn't some janky, half-working setup. This feels like a properly functioning modern laptop. Now let's talk about the problems I faced. Some got fixed and some are still there. First issue, Wi-Fi in the live board. When I first booted from the USB drive to try Zorin Os before installing, Wi-Fi didn't work at all. The system couldn't detect any networks. I was worried this was going to be a deal breaker, but the moment I installed Zorin Os with those third-party drivers checked, Wi-Fi started working immediately on the first boot. No manual driver installation needed. Second issue, the sleep and wake situation. Initially, when I closed the lid to put the laptop to sleep and then opened it back up, it would take 30 to 45 seconds to wake up. Just black screen, nothing happened. This was really frustrating. I would open the laptop expecting to quickly check something and I'm just sitting there waiting. So I switched macOS era deep sleep to Linux S2 idle using mem sleep default equals S2 idle, which removed the long black screen wake delay. System now wakes instantly from sleep, though it requires a power key tap, and overall suspend resume works reliably. Third issue, the webcam. The built-in FaceTime SD camera didn't work at all initially. The system recognized it was there but couldn't actually use it. So I found the driver on a GitHub repository, installed it manually, and now it works. Actually, it works perfectly in Goopsy View and other applications. Works for video calls too. Google Meet, Zoom, all good. The only place it doesn't work is the default camera app that comes with Zorin Os. For actual use it's fine, video calls work, recording works, just that one default app doesn't recognize it. Fourth issue, the auto power on thing. This one is still not fixed. When the laptop is completely shut down and I plug in the charger, it automatically turns on every single time. This seems to be a Mac firmware behavior, something in the SMC, the system management controller. Linux can't really control that at the firmware level. I'm still trying to find a fix for this one, but so far no luck. It's not a huge deal, just mildly annoying. Oh, and one more small thing. The delete key works as backspace. That's just how Apple keyboards behave on Linux. Not really a problem, just different. If I need to delete forward, I just use function plus delete. So yeah, not perfect, but honestly, for what I need, it's more than good enough. Here's what really struck me about this whole experience. This laptop was considered obsolete by Apple, dead e-waste, not worth updating, not worth supporting. But with Linux, specifically Zorin Os, it's faster than it was when I bought it new. I can run the latest software, browse modern websites, do actual productive work. It's not just usable, it's genuinely good, and that's the different world part I'm talking about. We're so used to companies telling us when our devices are done, sorry, no more updates for you, time to buy new one. But this experience showed me that the hardware doesn't become obsolete, the software does. And here's something else, Linux can actually help save the planet. Think about it, how many perfectly good laptops are sitting in the drawer or landfills just because they can't run the latest macOS or Windows? Millions probably. But with Linux, you can give these machines a real second life, reduce e-waste, reduce the need for new manufacturing, reduce environmental impact. One old laptop at a time, maybe we can make a difference. So, would I recommend this? If you have an old Intel Mac collecting dust that Apple has abandoned, if you are frustrated with outdated software and broken websites, if you want to reduce e-waste and get more life out of your hardware, absolutely try this. Just know there will be some quirks, some troubleshooting. It's not going to be 100% perfect out of the box. For me personally, I'm keeping it this way. This MacBook feels new again. It has given this 12-year-old laptop a genuine second life. I can do everything I needed to. Browse, work, create content, modern software, everything. This laptop wasn't done, it just needed a different operating system. If I've got an old Mac sitting around, maybe give Linux a shot. The experience might surprise you. It really is a different world. Let me know in the comments, would you try this on your old Mac or have you already made the switch to Linux? I would love to hear your experiences. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tech experiments. See you in the next one.